nights. It's time to kick off the Coastal Connection Jam Session with American Blonde.
We were living in paradise, baby, you and I built the life we were dreaming of. Strong foundation, but it's caving, and I don't like where it's taking us. 'Cause we're living in a wasteland, losing everything that we've had. We were on solid ground, but that ain't how it feels right now.
Oh my, hey guys, welcome to the Summer Jam Session. I mean spring, but it's summer for us because we're in Florida.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
All right, so we have American Blonde here today, and they're going to be rocking the show, and me and Mike are so happy to have you here.
Oh, thank you so much for having us. I know, we're so excited to be here on the show. Thank you guys.
Hey, all right, so ladies, you got to tell me where you're at and tell me a little background about yourself because you guys rock, but I want you to tell to the audience everything about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are currently based out of Nashville, Tennessee, but we are sisters who were born and raised in the Mississippi Delta. Yeah. And unlike most normal kids, we were terrible at sports and immediately took towards music. Yes. So we've been playing music literally since we were children.
We were 9, 10, and 11 years old. We had our little sister with us at the time, and we started out completely on blues music. So
we were a blues band,
total 360.
Really? So who are some of your great blues artists that you guys like? Or is there some flavor? Did you grow up with Shania Twain? I mean, who did kind of influence you guys?
Yes. So actually, some of our main influences were B.B. King, Muddy Waters,
Etta James,
Robert Johnson, all the good stuff. And we actually, when we were 12 and 13 years old, we actually got the amazing opportunity to open up for B.B. King for his homecoming
twice.
Twice, yeah.
He actually signed that guitar right there, which is why.
Well, he lives in Indianola, which is only 45 minutes away from Cleveland, where we're from. So we're like, hey, what's up? Let's go. So
good times.
Yeah. My stepdad's from Meridian, Mississippi, so I definitely know the area. And my youngest daughter tried to be born a little early when we were coming from Arkansas. We were driving through Mississippi, and we were near Mississippi Naval Station, and she tried to get out a little early. So we had to try to keep her back in for a couple more months so she could cook a little longer. So it worked out. Hey, so you guys have the two most difficult first names in the book, and I'm going to let you guys tell the audience what they are because I struggled all day with them.
Oh, it's okay. We don't blame you, and this is actually why we go by our nicknames. So I'm Natalia, and this is Christina. But of course, we just kind of go by Nata and Tinka.
Over here now.
Obviously, my sister Hannah and we would call Christina Tinka since we were kids because we could not say Christina. So
it's hard.
Oh, definitely, because we went through the same process. It must be a Southern thing because I'm originally from Louisiana, and my sister's name was Sharon. I called her Sharon, and she used to get so mad. And my other sister's name was Courtney, and I call her Candy. And so every time we run into people they know, they're like, well, your brother doesn't pronounce your name correctly. I'm like, look, man, I get a pass.
I love it. Yes.
So what is your name?
So hey, I just went with the flow. So you know what I want to show everybody is, hey, if you guys are tracking American Blonde, they're an awesome group. We're going to show their website. Booyah. Hey, so where are you guys playing next?
Oh my goodness. So we have a lot of fun things coming up. So just kind of between now and May, we're doing a lot of Nashville shows. So we have a lot of singer-songwriter events. A showcase here coming up soon in Nashville, and just some other stuff around Nashville. But of course, we have some other shows outside of the state. We're going to be opening up for Lee Bryce coming up in April at the Vidalia Onion Festival in Georgia.
Baby. So we're excited about
Georgia. I'm a Georgia Southern grad. Yeah.
There you go. And then of course we later this summer we have a lot of shows pending. Throughout Colorado and Texas and Arizona, and then actually a few in Florida. So I hope to come see you guys.
Hey, you definitely would do one in the studio. Hey, you guys said you were in Europe. So how was your experience in Europe considering, was that the first time you guys went to Europe is when you got on, started touring?
Yes. Well,
we started touring the United States at early ages. I think 2015.
Yeah,
we would just play everywhere. Anywhere that had a station that played our songs, and we just we went there and we played all the music and visited all the stations. And then I don't know how it actually came to be, but we ended up doing 3 separate European tours.
Well, wait, in 2017, we actually had a lot of people listening to our music from the UK when we were playing in the United States, and they just went crazy for our music, and we're like, why? This doesn't make sense. But they lined up a bunch of places for us to play, like out of just the generosity of their sweethearts over there. And we're like, let's do it. Let's do a tour. So we got our bus.
We went back like 2 more times after the tour.
But you know, Europe, the people in Europe, because I grew up in Germany, even though I'm from Louisiana, the people in Europe love music.
Oh yes, we have
love it. You can play in the Fußgänger in the street, and people are going to stop and love it, especially if you play acoustic music. Oh my God, they love it.
Yes, actually, you know what? That's the thing. We should do acoustic up there sometime. The last 3 tours we did were full band. Yeah. But they were listening to every lyric, every song. They knew it by heart already, and we were freaking out. We're like, what? Nobody knows the words.
I loved that they listened to the albums. Like, so if they liked one song that they heard from us, they would like go buy the album and listen to every single song and love every single song. Like, you know, as opposed to America, they'll hear like that one song that you do on the radio, and like that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's why there was a lot of hits from groups from the 80s that were one-hit wonders in the States, but they're still going strong, like David Hasselhoff in Europe. But you guys, I didn't have here to wear you guys down, because one thing we want to do is, I know you guys just dropped a new song, or you got a couple new songs, so we'd like to hear one.
Oh, absolutely. Well, since I see you guys have the website pulled up. So we did just release our album, Something in the Water, literally February 2nd. And funny story, wanted to release that like back in 2020. But of course, we went through the name change. And obviously, as we all know, it was not a fun time in life. No. So we were just going to wait until happier times were upon us. But then we just decided... Then we decided we kind of just wanted to spoon feed a lot of these originals, because with all this downtime from the road, just a lot of writing happened. So we would love to play the single that's been going on for quite some time now.
Hey, so what you guys gonna give us?
So let's gonna throw them. So this is a song called Quicksand. We released it a few months ago now, and I actually wrote this because of the pandemic. Just kind of getting on Facebook and seeing so many people like complaining about being stuck inside with one another, and like, you know, all this stuff with COVID was just kind of like tearing relationships apart, and I kind of was a little guilty of that at the time. So this song saved my relationship, and it saved a lot of other people's too. So long story short, Quicksand is just about being stuck in the mud and you know, in a really sticky situation, but it's going to take 2 people to kind of get out of this terrible time that you're in, and you got to hurry really quick, because you can't let this hang on for too long.
Can't let it drag you down.
So this is Quicksand.
Let's do it.
We were living in paradise, baby, you and I built the life we were dreaming of. Strong foundation, but it's caving. I don't like we're singing of. 'Cause I'm living in a wasteland, losing everything we had. We were on solid ground, but that ain't how it feels right now. It's like sitting in quicksand. Something happened under us, something happened to us. I don't know how I'm gonna get
Whoa, that was nice. That was nice. Wow.
Nice.
That was
You guys.
I like that. A little funk to it. You know, you guys like blues. You have a nice mixture. That was nice. That was hot. That had a little funk to it. A little. It wasn't mostly country. It had dun 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 dun. Yeah, very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, y'all.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, I could have used that one at my daughter's wedding last year. That was all right, man. It was getting everybody off the floor, man. Oh yes. So you guys started out pretty young, and so all right. So Tika, please tell everybody what the hell is that thing at the bottom down there you call a drum, please.
You probably can't see it, but I have a box that I'm sitting on, and people call it the cajon.
That's what they call it.
That's what they call it. I mean, that's what it is. But basically, it's just it's a box for drummers to sit on, so they can feel involved when artists do acoustic shows. So yes,
Not feel involved. It's
All right, see, so why you calling your sister Tito like that? Why you guys gonna roll like that, huh?
I love it. Yes, I mean it's fun. It's almost as equally as fun as playing the drums. It's good.
It is, and it's funny because she's got this little pedal, but normally, like when we first got started, this girl's a beast, y'all. Like she would get like her bare feet, and she's just like kicking, like she's using her foot as like the actual bass drum, and I'm like, you're not normal. You're not human.
Well, I saw her in your rehearsal video that you guys have on YouTube, and she was destroying those drums. And so, what is your influence from the drummer side? Is it Tommy Lee? I mean, who is it that you like really? Is it Blank 182? Because you really get all into it. You have your hair going everywhere, and you like your sister's singing, and you're like, you're gone.
I've been playing the rock. She's like, you know what? I grew up on listening to the Foo Fighters. I am a rock and roll heart for sure. So Dave Grohl was like my number one guy, like for my whole life. Everybody's like, oh, check this guy out, check this guy out. And
she was like married to Dave.
No, all I did was listen to Dave Grohl. But yeah, I've been obsessed with him my whole life. So I try to be a little bit like Dave.
Yeah, like Dave. Live like Dave.
Oh yeah, you guys are all over it. So let me ask you this question: what do you think you're gonna go from here? Because I read something that you wrote, and I don't know which one of you wrote it, but one of you wrote it, and it said that we realize that our lives are transcending or evolving. Yet, I'm gonna sing and play as long as I can.
That's right. I mean, that might have been. It could have been either one of us. We both write the same thing.
It does sound, yeah.
It does sound like you.
I think I wrote that one.
But you know what? It's so true for both of us. Like we don't care where the road leads us. We don't care if we get anywhere. I mean, that would be a nice goal because more people can listen to your music and appreciate the job that we do. But as long as we're playing. And even if there's just one ear out there listening to our music, we don't care.
Yeah, music,
we want to do it.
It's like a language that everybody can speak or feel. Like like even if it just touches one person's heart, like it just makes everybody feel good. And somebody out there can relate to what you're thinking too, because a lot of us sit here with all these thoughts and feelings, and you always feel like you're the only one that doesn't have your life together. And when I started putting this into song, and then we started sharing. This new music, which is one of the biggest reasons why we rebranded, is we wanted to start being honest and vulnerable.
We wanted to be more like relatable and down to earth and show like our fans that we're literally going through the same things that y'all are. We're not so perfect and radio poppy all the time, So
and it was so funny to have so many people like reach out being like, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that thinks like this, or thank you so much for this song. I really needed to hear that. Like that's why we love music. A lot of people will come up and be like, oh, you want to be famous, blah, blah, blah. We're like, well, we want to make a living off of what we love. Like,
naturally.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Do what you love.
And that's so funny is that you just said that. And somebody asked me one day, they go, hey, Vince, Mike, what's you guys' market? What's your target audience? You know what I told them? I don't have one. If I can do something positive every day. So in the little background, I was in Iraq a couple tours, and I learned very quickly that life is short. And the one thing I realized is that if you can impact one person or make a difference every day, you're doing something positive. And, a lot of people they think there has to be a monetary thing. But you know what? I'm a firm believer is that if you work hard and God will make a way, and you'll survive. You'll have that living. So I think a lot of people lose sight of when you're working your passion.
Absolutely.
They're deaf tone to what you really are about because they see the video.
Yes. Oh my God. Preach. Preach.
Yes, you are all the right things. We believe exactly the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how we were raised. Like, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
As long as you do what you love, believe in it, work hard at it, and be a good person.
Yeah,
like, it's so easy to be nice.
Yeah.
Like, don't go out of your way to be mean.
Yeah.
I mean, we've ran into so many people who try to bring this negative energy, bring you down. It's just like, look, like you said, we don't know how long we have on this planet, and it's just so easy to be nice and be happy and wake up every day alive is another day,
to celebrate.
Yeah, you guys make a difference because the fact that you came on the show, I'm going to tell you how honored I am to have you here because I talked to Will Hollis, the big #1 motivational speaker one day, and I sent a note to him and he's like, hey, I'm coming on your show. And I started laughing and I was like, hey, me and Mike only been at this like 7 months, man. And he goes, it doesn't matter. He goes, I watched a couple, you guys were trying to do some positive things. And you know what? And it's people like you that make a difference because no matter how high you get, it's the little people that are at the bottom that get you where you got to be, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's the little girl that just falls in love with your music or the little boy that's, trying to date that perfect girl at the University of Alabama. And he's like, hey, the American Blonde song's on. Baby, we got a little quicksand going on, but we got
to love you. You're so awesome, man. Thank you.
Hey, so do me a favor. Can I have another song?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What do you want to do?
Oh my God. Well, I love this whole being honest about what we've written, and we haven't really just talked about how we changed from Southern Halo to American Blonde. So of course when we were Southern Halo, we just kind of wrote what people expected us to be like and sound like. And now that we just rebranded and changed, like we said, just kind of writing from the heart and being honest and vulnerable. Well, this song we're going to play for you guys is one of those songs that was a first step for me personally. So long story short, being on the playground, my sister here would beat up all of my bullies because I did not know how to stand up for myself.
Man, let me at him. I had my drumsticks in my hand. I was ready.
So I learned how to be not like aggressive or assertive, but I just learned how to stop caring what other people think about me and to stop letting people's words and things affect me and get to me. So I learned that from Christina, and I learned that through being on stage and getting to play and express myself.
So hold on, before you start, let me ask, were you guys in between the social media era, or were you guys at the cusp of it when you were going through that? Or because now social media is big, and a lot of young girls. And before we get off of here, I'm gonna put you on the spot to give some advice to some young ladies out there about social media and how to approach life. So we're gonna touch on that after the song before we're over.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, this was on the playground days.
Yes, you make the best points.
You really do.
You own it.
So this song is really for anybody that is going through whether the workforce or at home with family life or partner, whatever. If anybody's bringing you down and you're just not going to take this anymore, you're going to explode and you don't know where this is going to go. So this is called Volcano.
Do it.
I'm ready, 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 ready. I'm about to blow. I've been keeping quiet, keeping myself contained. Yeah, always been a good girl, but that's about to change. Unappreciated, always told I'm wrong. Yeah, underestimated, but not alone. I realize I don't deserve it. Stop willing to deserve it. That this fire is burning so deep in me. I'm ready, 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 ready. I'm about to blow. Something deep inside me just been waiting to explode. You better stand ready. You don't know how powerful I am. Ready, 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 ready. I'm about to blow. I'm okay. Give it up, this creator of my heart. Sooner or later, all hell's gonna start.
ready, ready. I'm about to blow. Inside me, just sitting waiting to explode. You better stand back. You don't know how powerful I am. Ready, ready, ready. I'm about to blow. I'm okay. Yeah. I realize I don't deserve it. Always saying I'm not worth it. Got desires burning, we're gonna see. Ready, 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 ready. I'm about to blow. Inside me, just been waiting to explode. You better stand ready. You don't know how powerful I am. Ready, 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 ready. I'm about to blow. I'm okay.
Oh, that's another banger. There you go. You hearing this? You hearing this? See, I don't say much. I'm listening a lot. I'm like, wow, look at that. What is this?
Thank you. Man, we're just having fun.
We need to take
Another
you guys
mixture.
everywhere we go.
I know. Can we keep y'all? Can we keep you?
Hey, that was hot. That was hot. No.
you.
All right, I gotta ask you, your vocals. I don't care what you say. You got that southern, you got that gospel, you got that kick it. Where did you get that from?
Oh no! I mean,
You talking to her, right?
well, it's that Etta James, like I said.
Yeah, Tinka,
Roll
like,
it up.
look, we're gonna be super honest. Like I said in the beginning, I did not start singing. I played the piano first, and then I learned the guitar. But Tinka was singing like all the time. And when I mean like you could go on our YouTube channel and find Christina singing Etta James at last, like at 10.
Don't do it though.
10.
It was really
Like,
bad.
it was really good.
Hey, so let me ask you a question, school-wise. Okay, so when you guys were in school, and I'm sure you guys were rocking it out, when did you decide that this was going to be your career and you forego maybe going to college or studying music in college and going through that? You know, a lot of artists go through that, thing. So when did you kind of say, all right, we're going to eat both of you. When did you have that light say, I'm going to rechange my direction and we're going to focus this way?
I think when we hit middle school, we just graduated elementary, and we're like, it was good. We could get away with it when we were in elementary because you're a kid. People don't really take school. Like if you miss a couple of days because you have a show, they didn't take it that seriously. But we started missing school days in middle school because we had to do shows all the time.
Every weekend too. Like so every weekend we would have a show and it would be hours away. So we would dude, 7th grade, we would show up on a Monday like, oh, and everybody's like, what's wrong with you? We just had a banging show this weekend and we're tired, man. And
so they called us out and they're like, y'all can't be doing this anymore.
Yeah, our principal ended up calling our parents and we're like,
whoa,
what happened? So then we started looking into online schooling and we did a college prep school based out of Ojai, California, because it was really awesome because everybody that was attending this school was like, they were Olympian trainers.
Oh my gosh, they were actors,
and we're like
famous people. And we're
from Mississippi. We just play music.
We're on that Mississippi level of education.
Oh my God! So we did have to go from Mississippi school level to California school level.
Well, that's a difference.
It is.
I love math. I hate math.
I too. We had so many classes. I remember you had 10 classes one semester. I had 14
classes. We were like,
are you kidding?
Not kidding.
No.
So by the time we finally graduated and we were done, I was just like, I'm going to take this year off because I've always been doing school. I wonder what life would be like if I could just focus 100%
on music.
12 hours a day is on music. And it's ended up loving that after a year. And I was like, well, I went to a college prep school. I didn't go to college.
So we didn't go to college.
We did not.
We still play music. So
hey, you know what? I tell my students every day. I say, hey, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's right.
And so, as our society, we push a lot of things, but what I've learned is we have a lot of people working in good jobs, but they're miserable.
That's right. That's a good way to.
That is, and of course, like college is a great idea if it suits your career path too.
Yeah.
So
That is
we're
correct.
not saying don't go to college, but
Yeah,
like
do go to college.
for us, it
Yeah.
definitely, you know, that was just what was calling to us, and it made sense. And you know, we instead of using the money that we saved to go to college, we used that money to move to Nashville
And get instruments
and just buy
and
instruments.
equipment
Because as you know, traveling and you know, getting to do what you love, it's hard. It's gonna in any business that you jump into, it's gonna be really hard, and you do have to spend money to make money. So we saved that money, threw it into like our first.
I know.
Our first van.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, what did you guys buy? Did you buy a Volkswagen van?
It's a little.
It was a Sprinter van. And a hotel gave it to us for a discount because they couldn't use it for their guests anymore.
So we had to drive it from New York City down to Mississippi. It was crazy.
Oh, that's good stuff. So are you really considering yourselves Delta girls? Are you considering yourselves, you know, like Arklatex is northern part of Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas and all that. Are you guys really diehard, really Southern Delta girls?
Oh, without a slither of a doubt.
Yeah, we're always gonna be Delta girls.
Yeah, always. Always.
Yeah, and
Love it.
It's fun, and that's why we love Nashville too, because it's just like basically our small town from the Delta, but with skyscrapers and a lot more people.
Yeah.
But you know, it's nice here, a lot more people. But,
All right, so you don't. Who's your favorite football team? Since you know Mississippi ain't got one.
Georgia.
Oh, my bad. Let me clear
I know,
that up.
honestly.
Doesn't have one.
Look, I even answered the question like that was a normal answer that you just. I mean, they're we got Mississippi State and we have Ole Miss, but we love them. But our main team is Georgia. We love them.
it's so hard if we had to go. And then where we come from in Cleveland, Mississippi, there's a smaller college called Delta State University.
Yes.
The Fighting Okra.
That's right. Fighting Okra.
For some reason.
Hey, so what advice you got a lot of young students out there now. They're on Instagram, they're on TikTok, and they're trying to get their thing going, and they're starting to say, you know what, and you're right. They're looking at different avenues of being able to create content and make money, and a lot of them are entertainment. I wouldn't know because I'm deaf tone. But with that being said, what advice would you give those young students that are out there pursuing their dreams and aspirations on social media by entertainment?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Well, first of all, I would say, because we stick to your education, put your education first before anything, unless you know that you're going to blood, sweat, and tears into whatever you're going to go do. Like, that's what we left our school. We graduated high school and we were like, we're not doing college because we knew 1,000% like that's what we're going to do. But
finish it through too, though.
Finish it through.
Get
Don't
your
just be like, oh, I'm going to go play some music.
I'm going to don't drop out of high
and then drop out of school because of it. You got to stick to it, because education is the most important thing.
But of
Follow your
course,
dreams.
when we were like super young, we didn't have all of these crazy I think the social media platforms kind of started becoming a thing. Like Instagram was slowly becoming a thing.
Yeah.
So like looking at like young kids nowadays constantly have all of these people.
So many content creators. Everything's just in your face.
And it's a lot of really good creative things to do.
Yes.
But find what you love to do and be so passionate about it and run with it. Do not get distracted. Don't let other people tell you how you should do it. I mean, learn.
Or if there's somebody else in your lane of creative content or whatever you're doing and you're like, oh, they're really, really good, I won't be able to ever achieve that or be like them, and they're just kind of like a competitive force that I'll never be able to break through, don't look at it like that, because everybody's creativity and their product that they put out is unique yourself. So don't even look at other people. Like, maybe gain some inspiration from others, but the most important thing, don't let it get in the way of what you're doing.
And definitely find mentors and ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, lots of questions.
Oh, that was some serious guidance. Hey, go ahead, Mike.
No, that was great guidance. Like you said, in a nicer way, don't give up. That's it. Keep it going. And like you said, finish it. Just finish it. If you're going to do it, finish it all the way. You guys are headed to a nice direction. I see your quality. Your video qualities are good. You guys are good. You don't sound country. You don't sound country to me. You sound some funkadelic, Diggable Planets maybe, or I don't know, man.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I should make some hip hop into that maybe. You're in all that, right? It's hot.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. I wish we could just take you guys everywhere we go. Y'all are so sweet.
You're the best.
Love it. Thank y'all.
Hey,
Real recognize real. I mean, what can we do?
Right.
It ain't.
Love it.
No, you guys do bring it. And so before we get down to the last song, we got to ask a couple questions. So each one of you think about this as I say this. If you have to leave an impression on the earth, and you have to leave your footprint in the sand of the wonderful beach of the South of down there in Mississippi, if you have to leave your imprint, what are the one thing that you would want people to remember you by? And think about it.
Such a good question. God, I really have to say, just persevering through, like just really believing in what you want to do, and pushing through what you love, and don't let people tell you, like, here's a good example. If somebody says, oh, that's a stupid dream, that should inspire you to prove them wrong. Like, people who want to bring you down are because they're uncomfortable that you are actually breaking out of the norm and making what you love work.
Mm-hmm.
Any crazy dream out there means that you were pushing the creative boundaries.
So you want to be known for like seeing it through and like
seeing it through.
Yeah.
You have one life to live, and don't be boring. Like, get out there and let's go.
I think what I would like to be most known for is like, I want people to say, man, I love everything that she gave to this planet, and like everything she did in her lifetime. And then I also want people to say, like, she would give you the shirt off her back. So like, I try to be as generous and selfless as possible, because I mean, that's what matters.
Yes.
It's like the people you're around, and people that help you get to where you are today. So I'll
Be kind, be humble.
You guys sound like Southern Belles to me. That's a true Southern trait, being able to take care of other people.
Thanks.
So with that being said, hey guys, we appreciate you two coming on. American Blondes always rocking it and kicking it, and we appreciate you guys so much. And yes, without further ado, Vince gets his wish. In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins, covered by American Blonde. And if you haven't seen them or listened to them, follow them on YouTube. And if you're not tracking them, you better be tracking them now, because you heard them here on Coastal Connection. So ladies, with no further ado, the floor is yours. Take us home.
Thank you. I love you guys. Come on. Also, buy that merch. Got some new pics.
That's it. Hey, that's on the website, the merch, baby.
That's right. Let's do it. Smoke everywhere.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh, Lord, I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Oh, Lord, well, if you told me you were drowning in island at hand, I see your face before my friends, but I know if you know who I am. Yeah, I was there, I saw what you did, saw it with my own two eyes. So you give up all the grin, go where you've been, stop in a pack of lies. I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Hey, Lord, can you feel it coming in the
As me and Michael